addicted to the entertainment. They love gossiping, and they're negative, they're toxic, and whenever somebody try to do something great, they just pull them down and they dismiss the game changes, right? So the very nature of you stepping up your game and living your greatest potential, owning your craft, dominating your field, and making a life that's living a life that's legendary means that you have to leave that 5%. You have to leave that 5% of people who backbite you, who hate you, and who just try to pull you down. And then make a decision to leave, as what very few people here does, right? And what does that mean? It actually means that you are going to be laughed at. It means that you are going to be ridiculed. It means that you are going to be misunderstood, because the path that you have chosen, it's a lonely boat, and it might just mean that you will be hated. So this topic, why to love your haters, it's all about loving your haters and to be thankful towards your haters, because those haters might bring the best of you out of yourself, and they might change you to a very better person, right? So you might just think whether I had ever experienced such thing, and yes, I did. And it was back to my school day. When I was in my school day, I got few haters, and at first I was so shocked, to know those people hate me, and I was wondering why they were hating me, because I had not done anything to hurt them. But later, when I think broadly, I just came to know that people can actually hate without any reason, right? Sometimes we do that, right? We just, even though that people have not done anything, you just hate them, right? So I just think broadly, and that's my personal experience. And then later I just try to turn my haters into my friend, and that was a very beautiful experience, because later those haters had turned into my friend. So I guess you guys should try that. And so you all are just like me, and you all want to do something great in your careers, and you are fighting for your loftiest dreams, and you also understand that the mastery breeds cynics. So there is great values when people started hating you, and we can just look at the famous pop singer Jay-Z, and I guess you all know him, right? And in his biography, he said that, I really know that I was having more influence in the popular culture when people started hating me. And then you can just look at the great EDM DJ, electric dance music DJ, right? His name is Stevie Aoki, and I guess most of you all know him, right? So in his documentary called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, and in that he was talking about some of the comments that he sees on the social media, and it was like boring, garbage, amateurish music, even though his music were so much, getting so much attraction in the world right now, but still some of the haters were saying things like that. And then you can just look at many great athletes and many great chef, artists, statesmen, and you can also take a look at any great world-class stateswomen. So, anyone who has done something in an exceptional way, it breeds cynics and dismisses, and the very nature of doing something that very few people are willing to do means that the majority will laugh at you, and that's because deep inside they know that they have the opportunity to do something great too, and your example just make them feel guilty. And then at a very deep emotional level, it brings up the shame of potential unexpressed. And then most people don't know that, but then when they see someone as a shining example of mastery, it brings up guilt, it brings up shame, and it brings up jealousy. And then you have so much more in you than you're currently expressing to the world. And you know that you have the opportunity to mastery every day, but it's because of your and my weaker nature that we don't live it, right? We just do lots of gossiping, we just watch too much television, and then we miss opportunities, and sometimes we even let the fear and bravery to rule our day, and we just don't install the habits which will guarantee mastery. So here's another idea. Genius is less about your genetics and it's more about your habits. So it's easier to throw rocks at the icons than to do what the icons did to make them so successful. And it's a lot easier to say that those people are geniuses and that those people have different genetic codings than say that I could do that too if I had put more effort on it, and that I'm willing to make the sacrifices, or that I could just say no to the distractions and forget about spending my time doing what makes me feel pleasure than to do something that's really important. So as I'll just share another personal experience. So when I was back in my school days, I love to sing. That's why when I was in my school day, I just go to all the singing audition, and I gave the audition. And during that time, many people laugh at me because I was not singing. I'm unexperienced and I don't sing well. But then currently, I guess I'm singing pretty better than my school days. So that's personal experience. And so when we just look at most of the people out in the world today, and the majority will live a life of ease. They just watch the easy video and they speak the easy conversation and they do all the easy tasks. But then there are very few people who are willing to do those difficult tasks. They do the difficult work and they hang out with even those better person, and they get up early and they do the difficult runs that push them right to the edges of the limit, because when we just go towards our limit, the limit expands, right? So that's how we grow, and that's why there's so few people who actually get to a place called world class. So at last I thought to tell you that even though people throw rocks at you, and even though people throw rocks at you, you have to take those stones, and rather than being knocked down, you have to construct a monument of mastery which stands as your legacy. And if you could just live like that, and I'm sure that you will be very greatest, you will be one of the greatest one, and that's my greatest wish to all of us. Thank you.